Okay, last session we discussed about how to deal with basic strings, string handling in JavaScript. Yeah, so some important functions we learned. Now, few more string related functions are there. We need to know about them. So we have other functions like we have substring, we have substring and substr, which are used for abstract, right? So for that, you need to understand some important points. Actually, what that is, already we learned about slice and other options also. Generally, so what is difference between substring and substr? That is the regular question in the string functions. So in string handling, we need to know about one more option is substring and substr, like functions are there. Technically, substring and substr is nothing but whenever you are reading the strings, so you have some special characters and string options are available here. Usually what happens is substring and substr mostly look similar in output, but actually str is responsible for including the characters. That means including the negative values and one more. Actually, both are used for extracting. So it is used to extract specified characters between given index, between the given index, that is used for extracting the character between the given index. Actually, substr is also used for extracting the character between specified index. So then what is difference between these two is generally for that you need to understand some more points like you can see here substring comprises of substring usually comprises of string and substring start and now it is the position where to start. So start can be zero position, but ending position where to end exact position is not required actually. Ending position is not required. Then it will read up to the end. So generally I will show you that difference. This is also substring str. It is used to extract extract specified characters. You can say extract specified characters between given index. That's also same. Syntactically, this also string sub str. And we can define an option here. So that means sub str allows to define an option. That is also uses and start and end index. Usually it's also have a start and index. So both syntactically look same. Actual the sub str advantage is sub str can accept negative values also. That means from the ending position to the starting position. So it can accept the negative positions also, negative starting position. Usually substring is used for only positive start and end. Let's see one example. Substring. I am writing substring. We have welcome to JavaScript. Substring. I am defining 0 to 7. Okay. That means we are reading the characters 0 through 7 and we are displaying. And you can see it will read welcome. Now, important here is I am using 7, 0, 0. That means towards the beginning. So it is also same output, no change. That means you can go reverse way here. 7 to 0. That means from 7 character to beginning. That means it doesn't have an option. That means this is start and end. So the start position and end position. Suppose here I defined 1. So or I defined 2, means 7 to 2. From 7 up to 2 it can read. Generally 0 it will accept that. Sub str here I'm reading. It is unable to read back. So it is unable to read backward. That means expecting 0 to 7. 0 to 7, then it will read. Then 7 to 0, it cannot read. That means substring allows to read from the specific position to backward, and it it will read up to backward, but not, it doesn't means that it will print in reverse order, but it can go backward when we are reading or extracting the string. Substring can do that. Substr cannot do that. Substr is unable to do that. So generally, technically, what we can define here is, the main difference here is substring extract the characters between given index. So it can read, so towards left and right. It can read towards left and right, starting with specified index. Starting with specified index. That means usually it can be example like this. Example, it can be like this: string dot substring, and you can say 0 to 7, or you can say string dot substring 7 to 0. Like this, it can read backward. Substr, so it can read towards right, not left. That means here you define substring, so string and dot substr. We have start, that is 0 7, so this is valid, and string and substr 7 to 0, this is invalid. It is unable to do that. So it cannot go backward. It can go only right side, so of that particular index. So that is one important point. This we need later dynamically. We need to understand how to handle that. Right. So that's the reason we need to know about these two options regularly. Actually, sometimes the question is, what is difference between slice and substring? Actually, slice and substring is nothing but substring will extract and read the characters. But what slice can do is, so if anyone asks what is difference between slice and substring, so slice here, slice function, it can extract and return a new string. It can extract and return a new string. That means it will extract and return into new string. These two functions can only extract. Slice function can extract and return into new string. For example, suppose here we find, so I am creating a variable new string is equal to, I am defining str dot substring, and I am defining 0 to 7. Later, important is here document dot write. I want to print the new string. Whatever new string is there, I want to print that new string. Usually we are extracting and printing the new string. So it is printing. So if I am using the function like slice, this slice function is also extracting and returning. That means both are doing it. But what is the special ability about slice function is, This slice function actually it returns this new string as an array form. Currently, we are not printing any array style. We are just printing that complete one. That's the reason no difference. Every element it will slice and return in an array format so that every character can be individually handled. That I will show you when we are learning about array, because in array you will see that slice also. Then you will understand how to deal in a array style. But we will not arrays. So the main point is it will new string array actually. It will return a string array. And others will just extract the string. This slice can return a new string array. You can store in an array and you can handle that array in later stage. For that you need to learn about arrays. We will discuss about arrays in the next level. Right. That is string and slice related functions. Another important functions, we have two uppercase and two lowercase. Actually, these are the functions which are used to converts text into uppercase letters, and here converts text into lowercase letters, converts text into lowercase letters, uppercase and lowercase letters. So that is the point about uppercase and lowercase. Dynamically, we can do that. For example, how to do that. One simple example I'll give you. Means where we need this dot type, HTML, head section, and a script type is equal to text/JavaScript. Okay. In this body, so we have your name, and the text box input type. Even you don't type capital letters, all are converted into capital letters. They will do that. That's good. That means, so how we can do that? And very important here. So when they entered, after entering, once they finish, it should convert. That means what we have to do is collect the value from the text box. So ID txt name. Okay. Here we will write a function change case. Change case is the function, and change case function where username is coming from document dot get element by id, that is txt name dot value. That means it is username. Now I am doing one more work here. Document dot get element by id txt name dot value is equal to username. What is this logic? Logic is nothing but first we are collecting the name entered from text box, and we are storing in a variable username, and to the same text box again we are applying the same name. That means the name that you read from text box, you are applying the same name to the text box again, but this time I am applying with a string function dot to uppercase. I am using to uppercase. To uppercase means the same name will be applied to same text box, but this time converted to capital letter. When this should happen, this change case function would execute once they finish typing and come out of the text box. That is called as, we generally called as on blur. On blur means when control loses the focus. That means they came out of that control, then it is blur. They clicked inside it, that means it is focus. Lost focus means it is called as blur. On blur, change case function will execute. Okay, let's run this and see now. I am typing the name here. After typing the name, I will click outside the text box. It will be converted into uppercase. So that is dynamically changing the case. I am entering some name. So some name and click outside. It will be uppercase. I click inside and I am continuing and click outside. It is converted to uppercase. That is dynamically you can change the case. You can use uppercase, you can use lowercase. So it is to convert the text into uppercase and lowercase letters. So example is this one, a simple example how we can convert into uppercase. So here we are using an event called blur. Situation wise, we will use some events and later we will learn about all events at one place. One example we will see for every event, because it is a separate topic in JavaScript to learn about events. Initially, here we are using to understand the case capitalization. And these are all the functions. For manipulating the string. Now, important is only you have uppercase and lowercase. Sometimes in interviews they ask, write logic for sentence case, write logic for title case. Title case means every word first letter should be caps. You can write based on whatever you learned till now. You can write for defining in different case. I will show examples later, we will see them. Right, first, what are the functions available we are discussing. Okay, now here if anyone asks, like, so suppose convert the text into sentence case, convert the text into sentence case. That means first letter of sentence should be capital. So then you can manage that. For that we have to manually write the function. So that is important. So sentence case means first letter will be uppercase. There is no special method for that. We need to write manually. How we can write? Let's see. For example, I want to convert into sentence case. Then let's create one example. So I will add a new file here. Okay, and string 4.html. Okay, here I am creating a script and type is text/JavaScript. Okay, let's define a function f1 and call the function. Here I have var msg is equal to, the message is having, suppose, welcome to JavaScript. Like this uneven is there. And document dot write, if I print msg, then you can see that it is printed in the same way how you written. That means the capitalization will be in the same way how you written. But I want first letter uppercase letter, all others lowercase. I need to convert that, whatever they may type. Then what we can do is, we have to write the logic, means manually you have to define. How to manually define? This is the actual message. That means here I will put actual message. So actual message is having this msg. That is the actual message. So actual message format is like this. Actual message is like this. Now we need to change and print it. Okay. Then how do we do that? First point, I will create a variable. I have to collect the first character. How to collect the first character from the string? Already we know. How do we collect the first character from string? msg dot char at 0. That means it will get the first character. And where rest characters. How to get the rest of the characters? That means msg dot substring. I will keep 0, 1 to up to end. That means if I just give 1, it will read up to end, because 0 already first character, and this substring up to end. 1 means up to end. Okay. Now I need to create sentence is equal to first character dot to uppercase plus is combining rest characters dot to lowercase. That means first character to uppercase plus will combine first character with rest characters. Others are in lowercase. Then you have to print the sentence. So document dot write. So here sentence case is equal to $sentence. Okay, we are printing the sentence, and you can see that it will be in sentence case now. So it has to print that in sentence case, back tick close. Okay, it has to print in sentence case now. You can see the first character is uppercase, all others are converted into lowercase. So everything is not ready-made as a function. You have to implement the logic. Now you have to understand how to deal one more point, that is, so this is one option. That means how we can define the capitalization. So example is this. So that means this is how we can print. We can print and we can handle. That means everything is not ready-made available. So only few are available. Others, with our logic, we have to implement. Using existing functions, we have to implement. Like that, so many questions are asked in interviews. So which you have to combine with the other string functions and handle them, right? So that is to uppercase and lowercase. Another important function we are having, split. Actually, it splits the string at a given character and returns an array of strings and returns an array of strings. It splits the string at given character and returns an array of strings. For example, I want to separate. Suppose here the word is separated with space. Sometimes it is separated with something else. For example, see, I am using var product is equal to, so here TV hyphen and 40,000 hyphen, 4,000 or 40,000 hyphen, and some other details like available. Now, if any interview they ask that extract the number 40,000 means price of the TV and display, how you will extract that and how you will display. So generally you cannot use index. Why? Because suppose this is okay, another product will come whose price will be 3 digits. They may ask like write a logic to extract the price. Some products price will be 3 digits, some 2 digits, some will be 4 digits, some will be 5 digits. Then you cannot give a starting index, ending index, because sometimes product name can be lengthy, product name can be short. You cannot give that index numbers because it will be changing. Then what we can do is we can create a string. That means here we can create array. So suppose you can say that, so new string, actually it is a new collection or simply collection. Okay, what this collection contains, what I can do is product dot split. I can split at any specific position that you have to define through a single quote. You have to define the separator. So split at hyphen. That means what happens is it will split this string at hyphen and store all the strings in this collection. That means now collection actually contains, that means actually collection. I will put a comment, /. Collection contains 0. At 0, it will store TV. And collection at 1 index, it will store that 40,000. And collection at 2 index, it will store as available. That is how it is going to split and store. Then what we can do is document.write. I can print collection. I can print collection of 1. That means I want to print the price. Collection of 1. I need to print that particular price. That means it should get that and display that particular price. That means it should get that price and display. So that means so the price is, so I can put as price is equal to collection of 1. Actually it is an array style, so later you will understand more better in array concept also. That means it can split your string based on the separator and it can return an array, you can access by using index numbers, values, and return them. So it can be with any separator, comma, it can be even space. Space means we use like this, we use just empty space that indicates space. Currently here it is hyphen, we are using hyphen. So that means every separator, at every separator it will identify that and split, right? So if there are multiple separators, obviously you have to write logic according to that. So split can identify and separate it. So that is an point about split. That means it can use a string, split, and here we use separator. Separator. What is the separator that you have to define? That is the separator you have to configure. And that is example for that. Example for that. How we can split the string and configure it. Right. Now, I will give you one exercise, a task for you, you try. Task is write logic to print given sentence in a title case. Title case means every word first letter should be uppercase. Every word first letter should be uppercase. Should be uppercase. You try that. Already I showed you sentence case. First letter will be sentence case. Not first letter. In a sentence, every word first letter should be uppercase. And it should print in a title case. Suppose example, actually it means this is actual. That means print welcome to JavaScript. Like this you have to print. For that you need to write a program. Try that program by yourself. Then I will give you some more tasks how we can handle. That is what actually the option. Fine. Another important function, one you try this. Another important function of trim. It is used to remove the leading spaces in a string. Sometimes actually you are combining strings, then sometimes extra combine this string because HTML will by default ignore the additional spaces. You learned about that. HTML will ignore the additional spaces and it will print normally. But later this will be a big problem. Why it will be a problem? Because later what happens is, whenever you are dynamically taking a value from text box or something, then what happens, sometimes what happens is, when you are using a text box, uh, usually you sometimes have an habit, like if there is a text box, unknowingly you put a space and typed John, then actually there is a space before it, and you typed John. You are not using in HTML, you are dynamically verifying it like password. Then obviously it will show wrong. Suppose see here, I am saying where password password is equal to, suppose password is John, and here if password is equal to John, password is equal to John, and here I said document, so document dot write, it is verified, so verified, that message will come. Else what should happen, else document dot write, it should say invalid password. Now here I will save this and I will print this. You can see invalid password, but John is correct only. But the problem is, in your John there is a space here, leading space is there. That means what it is doing is, it is verifying space also, and here there is no space, here there is HTML. But when you are verifying and dealing with the passwords and other like options, then it will be a problem. That's the reason better to use trim. If you are expecting from text box and all some unnecessary data is coming, then you can use the trim option. This is an example for trim. So these are all the important points to understand about the string functions. No, it will not trim the space. What do you mean here? See, leading spaces. Do you know the meaning leading spaces? You know mean what is meant by leading spaces? You know, leading spaces. Leading spaces means what? Leading spaces means the spaces that are defined at the start of the string, not in between the string. Okay. So if you don't know that basic thing, this question will come, this doubt will come generally, right? Will it remove in between spaces also? That's the reason for such type of people, the definition understanding is important. Read clearly, leading spaces, not spaces. So if you know that meaning of leading spaces, you will not ask that question at all. Am I right? So trim is used for removing the leading spaces, not spaces. Okay, right. So this is important about the string functions, the string manipulation related functions. Now we have some string formatting functions. Formatting functions. String formatting functions, if I show one, others you can try by yourself. What are string formatting functions? We have a lot of string formatting functions. Like we have big. Big is large font size. Small, that is small font size. And bold, or say font size. It is used for specific font size, specific font size. And font color. This is for specific font color. Means actually it will apply, right? It will apply specific font size. It will apply specific font color. So you have to define here. You have to define here size, right? You have to define here the color. So color, right? So the point is, these are used for formatting. Bold, so that means apply bold effect. Then italic, so then it will apply italic effect, right? So you have sup, this is superscript, apply superscript. And sub, it will apply subscript. These are all subscript. These are all string formatting functions. You can try all of them one after another because they are general. Suppose if I want the font color, change the font color, then usually when you are presenting a string and you want to change the font color, dynamically you can change it. So initially, suppose I said var msg is equal to message is equal to, so some welcome to JavaScript. I want to print it. Then document.write msg, I am printing. But dynamically, I want to apply color, because usually we need to apply the colors. If it is valid, green. If it is invalid, red. It should change according to the situation. Then you can simply dynamically use font color. Font color, you can define a color. So suppose I said some green, that is the color name I defined. Then it should print that in green color. So dynamically you can apply the color. So later, if you want, you can send this color name from any control. You can put a drop down. When in the drop down, user will select a color. That color can be passed into this font color. So it will use that color. Dynamically, the color can change. So you can define that. But for that, you need to understand events. On change, how to write. On blur, how to write. Then you can apply the colors as per your requirement, right? So that is dynamically can be done. Currently, we are passing some static value. Dynamically, we can get that value from any control and we can use it. But for that, you need to learn events, how to deal with the events. As of now, suppose this is font color. I am adding, so bold. That means one more effect is added, dot bold. That means it is font color and bold. All styles are applied. So you can apply both bold and this. I want to apply font size. You can apply the font size. Font size 7, that is the font size defined. And the font size will be 7. It will print the large font size. You know that font size will be up to 1 to 7. Generally HTML font size. We can define that HTML font size. All these can be dynamically defined. They can be chained and attached. We can apply those effects. Dynamically, we can change them also. Size. We can send value from any control. When they are changing the size, it can change its appearance. But for that, we need to understand about events, how to deal with the events. Those events we will see later. But these functions all are same. You can try them. These are all formatting functions. What those are, I don't need to explain. So you know already them. You have to just apply and see how they are working. Later we will put in dynamic examples, how to apply them according to the situation. Because for that we need to learn events and all. So this is all about string handling, how we can deal with the string. In data types, we learned about this. So what are the data types we have learned? We learned a number type, we learned a boolean type, and we learned a string type. Now we have null and undefined. These are the primitive types. Then we can go into non-primitive types. What are non-primitive types? What is null and undefined? That we will see in tomorrow's session. So tomorrow we will finish the primitive data types and we will start working with non-primitive data types. After understanding data types and operators and statements, these three topics, then only you can start designing examples. Without that, you can't handle examples. That's the reason. So non-primitive types and another operators and statements. These three are important to finish, to start exercises, to start designing project examples, right? That we will see. Tomorrow we'll continue with this. Right. Thank you.